Hey there, third graders. I'm going to talk you through one of your projects today. You're going to make some rhythm pizzas. So you need scissors, a writing utensil, I have a marker, I don't care if it's a crayon or a pencil, a marker, doesn't matter, and your 3 pieces of paper. So before we get started, cut out your 3 circles on each one of the papers. It's really important that you cut right on that line so that they're all the same size. So your teacher will pause the video, let you cut those out, and then we'll come back and talk about it. Okay, so now you have your 3 circles cut out into equal sizes. Each one of these circles is 1 beat. So we're going to use our quarter note, our 8th note, and our 16th note today and talk about how they relate to the beat. And you'll have to do some math today. We won't tell the teacher. But first, start with the yellow circle. This yellow circle is the easiest one that we're going to do today. But the yellow circle is going to be our quarter note. So I'm looking down because I'm writing on here right now. On the yellow circle, you are going to write quarter note and then draw one on there. So we drew our quarter note with a circle, fill it in, a stick on the right, and then I wrote quarter note on there, nice and big. So go ahead and do that as well on your crust, the yellow one, and I'll put this right here, and you can pause it again and work on that, the yellow one, our quarter note. All right, now that our crust or our quarter note is done, it's time for the sauce for our 8th notes. Normally, and you've seen these before, we count them 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and this one's nothing new to you. There are 2 parts per beat. So, using those brains that I hope you brought to music class today, we need to turn that 1 beat into 2 parts. So how are we going to do that? Using those math brains, I'm sure you know. I'm working on mine here. If we need to cut it into 2 parts, I folded my circle like a taco, fold it and creased it, and then cut it in 2. So each one of those parts is an 8th note. So I'm writing 8th note, and then I'm drawing 1 8th note. So that's what one of them looks like. I wrote 8th note, E-I-G-H-T-H note, and then it looks like a quarter note just with that flag. So go ahead and cut your red circle or your sauce in half by folding it, and then write 8th note on both parts. All right, here's where our brains have to kick in using our toppings or our blue. I don't know if it's blueberries, what it is on your pizza. You can just pretend it's mushrooms or whatever your favorite is. We have to divide this into 4 parts. Our 16th notes has 4 parts per beat. So get those brains on. Figure out how can you make that circle into 4 parts. We still want it to be equal to a beat, but there's 4 parts per beat. So I'm sure you've figured it out by now. But what I did was I folded it this way and up and down, and then I'm going to cut it into the 4 parts. So you can go ahead now and start, and then we'll pause it again in a moment and you can get caught up. Each one of these 4 parts is 1/16th note. So writing a little smaller because my parts have gotten smaller. 16th note. And then to draw it, I do circle, fill it in, stick on the right, and then 2 flags. So it's going to look like this, 16th note with the 2 flags. You need to do that to all 4 pieces. So go ahead and pause the video and work on your 16th notes, our quarters. All right, so now that you've got all your parts made, you should have 3 circles, just we did some fractions. Our quarter note was the whole beat. 8th notes, we cut them in half. Oops, I did that upside down. 16th notes, we cut them in quarters. So now I have a couple questions for you, and you don't need to say them out loud. Let everybody have a chance to think about it. So first ask yourself, how many 8th notes equal a quarter note? Use your pizza, you've got it in there. How many 8th notes equal a quarter note? If you've got it figured out, it's 2. 2 of those fit right on that crust. Now, how many 16th notes equal a quarter note? And I think you're going to figure this one out just as quick as that one. How many 16th notes equal a quarter note? And using that pizza, it's hard to hold up, but you see there are four of them. Here's one. How many 8th notes? Let me take that back. How many 16th notes equal an 8th note? How many? 2. So if you are understanding, I think, some of these 16th notes, that there's 4 of them per beat. That was our goal for today. 2 8th notes per beat, and then how many of those equal a quarter note? So I think you are going to be ready to start learning how to count those. In next music class, when you come, we're going to learn a Valentine's Day song that has some of these 16th notes in it. It'll make our music more challenging, and we can do some more fun music now that we know these notes. So I will see you next week, and you can take these pizzas home. The teacher will give you a paper clip, and you can clip them. Let me show you a trick. Make it so that you can hold them all together like this. So put the clip right there, and you can take those home and show your families what you did in music class today. Have a good day.